What's up, everybody? Starting right now. All right, folks. Let's get this rolling. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday night. Grab a drink. Tonight, I am drinking birch beer. I don't drink soda too often, but my pal gave me some birch beer. Cheers, Darren and Ebony, for the birch beer. And this is a blue Steve Jackson cup. Munchkin. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Tonight's going to be a cool show. And Friday night's going to be awesome. If you are new in this channel and people are coming in, come on in. Hey, Daryl, what's up, brother? Alec, Daryl, Talon, William, what's up, everybody? Funeral. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, like it, and hit the notify. All helps out. Let me know if the sound is good. I am using a new microphone, and I think it's pretty cool. So far, it's been working out. So thank you to my donors who are hooking me up with new gear. And I'm not even at the 1,000 mark, and I'm getting donations, so this is nuts. Thank you. What else? If you're new, yeah, hit the subscribe. And also, Alec had a question about the cards. My Kickstarter cards. Yes, you will be contacted on which name to use. Yes. It'll be a little bit in the process. Yeah. Just finished a huge work deadline. Ah, cool. Lieber Liz, welcome. I'm glad that people are having fun with this show. I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot of work, but it's a big reward for me. I'm getting a lot out of this too. I'm developing a YouTube channel from the ground up, roots up, for real. And I got all these people helping me. Also, as for material goes and what I have to say, I'm glad that a lot of the knowledge and things that I've learned my whole life, there are people that are enjoying me regurgitating it. Because regurgitating your knowledge is how you learn more. That's it. You gotta share it. So I don't mind sharing it. I thought YouTube was the place to do it. I was charging money for lectures and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? That's a different scene now. I think the new way to do it is to do what I'm doing, which is throw it out there on YouTube and monetize it a different way. It's the new medium. But it does take a lot of work. Not easy. Oh, Daryl's asking about how much the cards are. So for those of you that don't know, I Kickstarter my first Kickstarter project. I have funded a lot. And this is my first one. So it's a very unique pack of playing cards. On the diabolical side, I will add to that. And they are $19 for one deck. Yes, that's a pricey deck of cards. I've seen the designer cards go from $15 to $25. And this being an officially endorsed pack of cards from the Church of Satan, no less, I think $19 is just right. They're really nice cards. I have a pack here of a pack of cards that the guy who's helping me put this together, he's the artist and he's manufactured cards before. I'm designing it with him and shaping it, and he actually gave me these. These are the ones he made, and they are awesome. I've had them for a long time, and they feel brand new. So, and I'm heavy on them. Most people are not going to be doing what I do with these. They're going to take care of them and be nice to them. So, yeah. Uh-oh, Streamlabs yelled at somebody. It's wild how this thing works. I have, like, robots in here, like... That's alright. No problem. It happens. Believe me, I do it too. Yeah, so the cards are up and running. We're, like, this close to 10 grand. So I'm going to say it here. For us to get to the next stretch goal, it's going to be hard. We need everybody who's been a part of the campaign, the Kickstarter, to now share. So, on Instagram, tomorrow, I think tomorrow, yeah, it's going to be tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up early to do this. We are going to have a contest. It's just going to be one of those tag a few names and share it on your post. But the prize is awesome. Whoever we draw out of the hat is awesome. And me and my partner who are doing the cards decided, I think we have two, I'll tell you right now. We have 219 people backing it right now, and we are at $9,606. If we can get to 666 backers, I mean, we have 25 days. We have a whole month to do it. If we can get to that many backers, we're going to do something really cool. Okay? We're going to put something extra for everybody. Everybody's going to get more. But we got to get that number up. So, if you're on this right now watching live, go to Instagram, Cardone Magic. It's my name, Cardone. Cardone Magic. And follow me. I'm going to be posting stuff. We just posted a picture of Kali. She's going to be one of the queens. And people are digging it. A lot of people are loving this new art of the goddess Kali. So check it out. It's on the Kickstarter. All right. Let's move it. Let's see here. What else did I write down? I'm all about clipboards. If you look in my house, there are clipboards kind of all over the place. Any questions, people, please ask. This is an interactive show. The more interactive you are, the more fun this is for me. So fire away questions. Tonight's program, it says Sleight of Ham on the tagline. I'm going to be talking a lot about sleight of hand technique and Friday and what you need to know. So let me see here. Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm going to turn this down a bit. So check this out. My career of magic in New York is interesting. I kind of came at it at a backward angle. If you listen to me tell all my stories on this show, I talked a lot. I told my whole how I got started in New York City story, and like that, I was playing in a rock band for a while. I mean, we were pretty busy, and my magic was there all the time. It was just under it all because the music business stuff was like. And I would do magic shows, mostly for money. It was a money gig. It wasn't a hobby. It was like I got paid, so I liked it. But I wasn't doing magic full time. And then in 2002, I stopped playing with Toilet Boys. They wanted to keep on doing these tours, and I was like, I want to make some bread now with the magic business. So I did, and then I quickly started playing for Karen Black. Another story. It was fun. And then I went back to Toilet Boys. But anyway, I started my full-time magic career, and it was just like I did in my hometown in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I was doing backyard events, house parties, whatever. I wasn't doing the big corporate gigs yet. I was just getting my foot in the game of New York City as this massive city of everybody, right? I mean, we got everybody here. And I was just getting my feet in the door there. And then I started doing the nightclub business. I started doing those. Now, I'm going to be honest. People think the nightclub shows are glamorous. The pay is horrible, even in the good ones. I do the nightclub business, and will continue to do them as soon as they open the stupid clubs up. I will continue to do them because it keeps me on my game. They are hard. If you suck, you will get yelled at quick. The crowds, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if they're going to be a bunch of rich freaks that are on lots of drugs and drunk. You don't know if they're a bunch of bums who rolled in that night. You don't know who they are. No clue. It could be mostly women. It could be mostly guys. There could be half the audience could be a lesbian wedding party. The other half could be tourists from Israel. The back of the room could be a bachelor party. Who knows? Nightclubs are just... So, I like doing that. To me, if you can make that group consistently clap and laugh and have fun, you probably know what you're doing. And you've put some flight time in. So, that's how I got my juice rolling in New York City and my chops up. I did do some street performing, but I preferred the nightclubby stuff better. And most of the nightclub stuff that was booking me were burlesque shows. I think it's a great thing. I mean, burlesque there was variety and comedy mixed in, and it was part of the vaudeville stuff. So magic fits in. Unfortunately, if you're in a show where there's half-naked women and you're going to go out and do a magic trick, it better be pretty flashy and good, right? You got to catch their attention. So I preferred the nightclub business. Through that, I started getting more work, and through that, I started getting party planners and booking agents. And then the corporate gigs just start happening. So, it's interesting. And that's how I started in New York City. I went to magic shops. I eventually started working in magic shops. I worked in Abracadabra, Halloween Adventure, Tannins. I've worked for Phantasma for private gigs, but not like in the shop itself. So I did the magic shop thing, and I met a lot of magicians. And in the magic shop working, some of my chops for certain tricks, chops meaning skills, got really good. It was because I was practicing nonstop, and I was hanging out with the right people. I met a magician, and I talked about him, I think in the last show, Jeff Sheridan, in a magic shop. And we became friends, and like he was a big influence on me. But I was meeting seasoned performers. Johnny Fox, who passed away 3 years ago now. Oof. Good friend of mine. A wonderful performer, a sword swallower, magician, a Renaissance fair performer, a sideshow expert. He owned a really large dime museum in the Lower East Side, and he had a huge banner collection from the sideshow history stuff. He was a good friend and a really big influence, and he was a good performer. So I got to hang out with all of these guys and learn, and I am a fan of... I like to learn from people that don't make a living just teaching. It's a weird thing. Like, I love to teach magic, and I teach magic classes, but I don't do the whole, like, I'm only a magician teacher for a bunch of magicians. There's a lot of those guys. They make money off of doing magic shows at conventions and stuff like that. And I learned quickly why not to... That's not always good. A little bit's like poetry for poets. It gets a little... What's the word? It turns into a bubble of sorts. And one of the signs that I noticed in the magic world that there's some weird stuff is this. So Jeff Sheridan, my mentor, used to say to me, don't do a parody of a magic trick that they don't know what the trick is. Now, for those of you that don't do magic, you're going to be like, what does that mean? Well, here's a good example. Most magicians, when they perform a straitjacket routine, Houdini style, they do a comedy funny version, a parody of a straitjacket act. Mostly comedy. The audience knows it's probably easy to get out of and that they're overacting. I would say most people have seen that. It's a very common way to do a straitjacket act. It's easier. So, why is that bad? Well, it's bad because most people have never seen a real straitjacket escape. So why are you parodying that? The tricks that you can parody are pulling a bunny out of a hat. Why? Because that's like the classic image of a magician. So everybody knows what it is. Nobody's seen it live, but they don't care. The other trick you can parody is pick a card, and then I find it. Why? We all know that trick. Most people can do it. When the magician does a funny version of it that's a parody of that, or he finds the card in a weird, funny way, that's okay. But when you're doing a parody of a trick, like, okay, here's a good example. Now, if there are magicians watching, some of you might do this trick. And I'm going to explain why I don't like it. And then I'm going to go into my rules of magic. Because I have some rules, and they're going to get taken down soon. They're on Magic Method Level 1. And I'm going to put them in the lockbox literally in the next day or so. I've been saying that for a while. But as soon as Magic Method 2 is up, that's getting locked. And it's only for the list. The list are my donors that hit 25. If you give me $25, you get put in the list. It's the first bunch of backers that are helping me get to the top. That's all that is. And I'm going to give you super stuff along the way. So, here's a trick. Some of you might have seen this. Magician has someone pick a card. They put it in the deck. They put the deck away. Then the magician gets out. I'll mime it. He gets out a notepad, and then he draws a square, and then he writes A, and then a spade, and then it looks like he just drew the ace of spades. The audience here, I'm going to adjust my lighting for a second. The audience guy who picked the card, he goes, and the guy goes, "That's not my card." And then the magician goes, "Oh no, I'm not drawing your card. I'm drawing the box." Right? It's kind of funny. So it now looks like the card box with the ace on the front. And then you see the card rise out like a cartoon. And then he kind of tears it off and gives it to them. And it's their card. The 3 of hearts or whatever they picked. It's a cool trick. David Copperfield did it on TV, I believe. Very popular. But it's a parody of the rising cards. Now the question is, which is better? That trick I described, or 3 people choosing a card, each one put in the pack, the deck can be examined, and then one at a time those cards rise out without anybody touching it, and everybody examining, you put them in a glass, a wine glass, and they rise out one at a time. Which is a better trick? I know which one I think is better. There's even versions where the deck is shuffled, put in the glass, and the guy goes, "You, stand up and name any card." 4 of hearts! It pops out. After everything's examined under test conditions. I think that's better than the drawing. The drawing's a parody of a great trick. Do the great trick. They've never seen it. So, this is partly my philosophy. And I learned this from hanging out with guys that I really thought were great artists. Not just good magicians, but good artists. The way they looked at their magic was very detailed and thoughtful. So I always thought, and I think about this with everything, most people don't do this. Most don't. Most people follow a set of rules somebody else gave them. It's a little easier. I always like that outlaw analogy. The outlaw breaks the rules you make, but keeps the laws he makes. I've been a fan of that my whole life. I like making my own set of rules and really sticking to them. And I would say 90% of the people I know don't do that. They don't do it. Part of it is they don't make their own rules. They don't sit down and go, what is my code that I need to follow to make me a better person, right? They don't do that. I do, and I even do it with my art, because I don't want to be... I think that's the problem with a lot of things, and I'm sure you guys will agree. Whoever you are, whether you're a farmer, a scientist, a school teacher, a machinist, a carpenter, a guy who fixes cars, you know, we want to grow and learn new stuff, and sometimes it's just all over the place. There's no focus. And with learning magic, it's kind of a large, messy thing. There's a lot of stuff to learn. And there's a million tricks. Where do you start? You learn a card trick, right? So when I was getting better and better at magic and learning the skills, I made myself rules to follow. And this isn't in the rule here, but like one of my rules, every trick I do that mingle style, I don't need a table. I can do it by going, here, put your hand out. I can use their hand as a table and then conduct the trick, right? That's a rule. Another one of my rules, it's in here, is I don't use trick cards, you know? And I'm going to give you my little code here of magic. And it's on my magic method. So anybody that's in here is going to hear it. I've been told this is a very useful code for all sorts of things, but this is very specific to magic for me. How's my record? I'm going to have to flip my record soon. So the first thing is, number one, what are you trying to do, right? What the heck's the point? I taught a class of kids today, and I was talking about this. I said, what's the whole point of magic? What are you trying to do? And one of the kids was like, what did he say? It's like, amaze them. Or no, he said, entertain them. And I said, yeah, but a singer's trying to do that. A comedian's, everybody tries to do that. What a magician's trying to do. Another guy goes, amaze them. And I was like, jugglers are amazing. The lion tamer in a circus, that's amazing. Kind of crazy. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? So what is magic? What? Magic? This is it. Create wonder. That's it. Wonder. Not laughter. Not amazement. Wonder. And what is wonder? That's the next question. Well, there's not a specific reaction for wonder. It could be just dead silent. It could be crying. I said to one of my students, I said, what do you think it takes to make a magic trick have the impact to make someone get a lump in their throat and a tear to run down their eye? It happens, right? There's a way to do that. So, wonder. A real experience live happening without the suspension of disbelief. No suspension. When you go to see a Star Wars movie, Lord of the Rings, a play, anything, you suspend your disbelief. You know it's a theater piece. If it's a movie, it's not there. It's on a screen. If it's a play, they got costumes and they're talking to each other. So you have to suspend your disbelief. If you have to suspend your disbelief at magic, it's not magic. Magic is happening right in front of you, and the wonder, it's just there. It just happens. You don't know what to say, do, or think. It's a moment of mystery that makes your stomach drop a bit. Okay? The next thing I have written down here, so I have number one, create wonder. Number two, this is my favorite. Magic is real. It's real. It's not theater. You are not an actor. One of my favorite magicians said, you're the actor. A magician is an actor playing the part of a conjurer, a person with magic powers. So it's a guy who's like, I'm going to pretend like I have magic powers. And the audience goes, we're going to pretend like he has magic powers. And then you have fun, right? That's what pro wrestling is. And I used to think that that was a good analogy. I don't anymore. Here's what it is, and I'm going to flip my record. Magic, and this is cool, I'm going to say this in the quiet. Magic's real. It's happening in real time. That's why I don't like character-driven magic. I want it to be, it is real. It's happening live right there. If you said you're going to make the ring float, it actually is floating, right? You don't have to suspend your disbelief. It's floating. It's really happening. There's probably a string on it, but whatever. It really happened. Magicians are a real-life superhero. People expect you to be able to do tricks all the time, not just when you put your hat on or your suit. It's like, no, if you're a magician, you know how to do these things in this world at all waking moments. And it's funny because if you watch my Behind the Devil's Curtain, it's the same story. Magic comes from shamanism, which is real. I mean, it was sold as a reality the whole time. Now, if you're asking, like, I'm going to try to convince the audience that when I put this red goofy sponge ball in my hand like that and I make it jump back to the other, that I want them to think that I have real magic powers. No, they know that was skill, right? So the way I do it is I show them that I have all these crazy skills and that the impossible is going to happen. And then you cross the line. You start to show a couple subtle tricks that really defy explanation and don't have any sleight of hand. And it's where you start using this part. To me, this is a real magic show. This is where it gets interesting. So number 3, I have no gimmicks. And then in parentheses, I have not many. And that's like, I don't like to use trick decks and stuff because if you get caught, you lose your credibility. You look like a boob. Imagine watching a sleight of hand guy do his act, and then he does like the floating trick, and you see the string. To me, it's not worth it. If anybody has thoughts on this, I'm curious. When you don't use gimmicks, you borrow things. My pal Rick Sherman, who jumps in here a lot, we were talking about how Max Malini would borrow random things to do his show. And I try to do that as much as possible. And I have had many shows where I don't really show up with anything. I walk in and they go, "Hey, do you need anything?" And normally I go, "Nope, I got it already. I got my table. I don't need anything." But I started going, "Actually, I have a small list." And they're like, "Ooh," they like it. They're like, "Oh," and this is for a house party, not a corporate event. And I go, "Here's what we need: 2 forks, a stack of books, reading novel types, your favorite books, some paper, and some pens and pencils. Oh, and some quarters and money and, some change." And they're like, "Okay," and they put it together and they sit down and then I start and I don't need anything. It's amazing. Hold on, my head's itchy. 1 second. So I prefer that. It's real. Again, it goes back to those first things. I'm going to create wonder and it's real. Number 4, I have less stuff. That means less items, but it also means less junk in the act. Streamline it all. Make it simple. Make it simple. Not keep it simple. Make it simple. You tool it. I wrote eliminate, 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 clever kills. Don't try to be clever. Try to make it streamlined. 5, I put make friend first, then magic. And that's my concept of to create wonder, you have to get them to trust you. And to do that, you got to make friends. So the first thing you got to do in 1 second is make a friend. They have to trust you within a second. If you show up and they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?" No good. And believe me, I know I look weird. I've got a mustache, and I usually wear a leather beaded jacket or a white tuxedo. I mean, I dress pretty flamboyant, which I think helps in the wonderment. Because they're like, "Who's this weirdo?" And then I'm friendly, and they're like, "Oh, he's friendly. I'm in." Now they're like, "Okay, you can fool me. I trust you. I'm going to let you dazzle me now." So that's definitely one. And then the other one, the last one, is not what, how. It's not what you're doing. It's how you're doing it. If I told you my nightclub act was somebody picks a card and then I find it, that's literally one of my acts. In a nightclub show. Or even a stage show. You're like, all right, that sounds lame. Everybody does that. You just got to see how I do it. There's a formula I follow that gets a big response. And there's a couple funny moments, but I'm playing it not for that. I'm playing it for a wow, And when you see my trailer of the video, you'll see one of those moments. I literally go, "Oh, thank God I can do magic," and show them the card, and they freak out. So that's it. Those are my little rules that I follow. If you want to add to that, one of them is no tables. Try to be self-sufficient, stuff like that. I would put that under eliminate. That's where that would go under. Less stuff, meaning no table, no gimmicks. Just streamline it. Now, I was telling one of my students, if the trick deck of cards was able to do a trick that was pretty awesome, maybe even a little bit better than the trick without the trick deck, I still prefer the trick without the trick deck. A, if you get caught, there's nothing to find. And B, it forces me, at least, to develop the material a little better because I'm not relying on this trick deck to dazzle them. It's going to be the routinning that dazzles them. And to me, that's more important. So it actually forces me to be a better magician. I always tell people, I'm lazy. I don't want to have to get too many props ready. I see some people getting ready with props, and I'm like, wow, that is a prop-heavy show. Fine, that's cool. No problem. I just don't like it. I want to be able to perform. I want to be able to do my thing unhindered with worry about gadgets and things. It's a little bit why this live internet thing took me a while. My son, who I call Wolfenstein, I don't know if he's watching. Oh, my mom's watching. Hi, friend. Wolfenstein, also known as Wolfgang Cardone. I was trying to explain to him what it's like for me to do a show here with all of this gear operating the show. Because I'm going through it's a camera to a Streamlab to a YouTube and the way the mic, and that's just a lot. So I told him it's like me running out on stage to do a magic show, and I'm worried that, like, you know, my ears are going to fall off on stage. You know, I'm just like, at any minute they can fall off, and you know. And to me, that's what this internet stuff is. There's so many bells and whistles involved for me to communicate to you. It's a little unnerving. I'm getting better at it. I've been running him for a few months now, so I don't worry about it as much. But I like to be free. And I'm the guy, I don't like microphones either. A lot of you knew that. I'm always chatting about when I do nightclubs and theaters, even if it's a large room, I try not to use a mic. I'd rather go loud. So, glad you're enjoying Libra Liz. So let's chat about Friday. Friday's this. Magic Method Level 2. It's going to be at 8 p.m. I believe it's going to be an hour and a half. It might run a little longer. I'm going to try to hustle donations that night. Normally, I charge hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do these lectures. Anybody jumps into those, dude, $5, $10, even $2. It all adds up. If you have kids, yes, watch it. It's going to be a little tricky. You should watch Level 1 right now while it's up. Magic Method Level 1. I really do start at the beginning. I even start with, like, you know, this is how you hold playing cards. You know, exactly the detail of it. And there's a reason for it. Spreading the cards, you know, pick a card, bringing it back. I mean, it gets kind of detailed. And then I start talking about the secret stuff. The basic beginning secret moves. Having somebody pick a card. Let's say here, we can, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to move to the hand cam. Let me move to the hand cam. Hand cam. So these are the brands I use for playing cards. Tally Ho, blue and red, and B, only red. I'll talk about these in a second. The lighting in here is a little wonky. Hold on. I am going to adjust some lighting. I am continually baffled by how the lighting system works in here. It's a little blown out and bright. There we go. A little better. So, I literally do Magic Method Level 1 with dealer's grip, you know, cutting the cards, and then it gets into someone picking a card. 4 of clubs. They put it here. Right, there it is. And then they put the deck back, and then they start to cut it up, shuffle it up, and lo and behold, you're able to control the card. That is basic card control 101. Very simple. That's taught in Magic Method Level 1. Magic Method Level 2, we're going to talk about swing cutting. It's going to get much more detailed. I'm also in Magic Method Level 1, which I'll show in a second. I'm going to be teaching the fans. The other thing I'm going to talk about and this is interesting. I wasn't going to do this, but I might go into these guys. A lot of people have them in kits and stuff. They don't know what the heck to do. I like these. I don't use these in my show. I have other things I use like it. But, I mean, honestly, let me see here. If you can see this. If you put one here and one here. Dude, it really, you don't understand this unless you do it live. If you don't do this live, you don't know. Eventually, you put this here. You give this one to them to hold, and it jumps to their hand. Folks, I don't know what to say. It's shocking, the reaction when that happens to somebody in their hand live. If you ask any magician, they'll say it's one of the greatest things ever. People freak out. They scream. It's like, it's because it happened in their own hand. They're like, oh my God, it's right here. Okay, so that is a stupid trick, right? It's a clown nose or whatever. And you can make someone gasp in wonder, you know? The thing about it is when you're using, see, you never know. I can't. My pocket's got too many of these things. Oh, there we go. I'm going to actually put them over here now. People, you don't realize it until you do it live to somebody of what that does. The other thing I'm going to talk about on the show, which I didn't do a lot of on Magic Method Level 1, is Sleight of Hand with coins. If you ever see me live, here, let me jump up here back to this camera. If you've ever seen me live in a mingle setting, meaning walking around in the audience, not on stage, you'll never see me whip these out, these big old silver dollars. You will see me borrowing quarters. That's what I do magic with. I use quarters out of their pocket. I have to. I can't. These look like a magic prop. Now, I have used them up close, and not only that, on stage, I use this stuff a lot. Oh, there you go. So I taught this on the show, on Magic Method Level 1. The art of Sleight of Hand Basic 101 with coins. And now I'm going to show you up close. Look at this. So up close, this stuff, I don't know if you can hear this. See, look. Oh, there it is. And one of the things I'm going to be teaching on the show is this. And the thing about this is I saw this on TV when I was a little kid. Silver dollar, empty hand. All right, this is hard to do because I can't really see what you're seeing right now. I have a screen up here. Watch. 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 1 here. That is one of my favorite little things in all of Magic. And the other one, I don't know if I can do it here. I have 2 in each hand. God, I can't really see. So this is going to be interesting. 2 in each hand. 2 there. And 2 there. Watch. Again, they jump. So those moves are really old school sleight of hand moves that I really do like. I use them a lot. It's a lot of the classic stuff. And this is the kind of stuff I'm not teaching on Magic Method Level 2 because it's more like Level 4, Level 5. Some of the hardcore stuff, it's a lot. Most people take a long time, just to get a good old coin roll down. And then when you start doing them sideways, you start to lose your mind. I literally would wake up in the morning and do reps of these. Oh, I've lost that one. Hold on. I would wake up and do this where I'd catch 1, 2, 3, 4, organize them with one hand. Just that took forever to get good at. And then the open. And these, it's funny, they don't have an edge anymore. They're kind of slippery. Which makes it, you have to be really, you have to practice more. These are $half, which look tiny. And these guys, oh yeah, they have an edge. Oh my God, they're like sticking to my fingers almost. So I like these better. From far away, silver dollars look like quarters. Quarters look like like dimes. You can't see them. But a silver dollar looks like, listen to that sound. It's such a good sound. So that's some of the stuff we're going to do on the show on level 2. And then the B card stuff. So B cards I exclusively use for making the pretty fans. Do I have... Watch. So I'm going to start on Friday explaining the basics to learning how to do that. And not only that, oh God, there's still more. I'm going to start the technique. Because if you watch Magic Method Level 1, you'll have seen that I do teach this. Okay? It's a move a lot of you might have known or seen. Oh, that one fell on the floor. A lot of people have seen it. They kind of know what it is. They know the secret a little bit, but they're not very good at it. And I'm going to talk, we did this on level 1, but now we're going to talk about this, where you can do that, show the back of your hand empty, and still pull it off. And the thing is, it's not easy. It does take a lot of work. One of the things we're going to learn on Magic Method Level 1, we're going to go over the single card again and add to it. And this right here, taking a stack of cards and making a nice, a nice big fat fan. Oh, too many cards. This is about 40 cards. That is a big old fan. Oh, and the thing about it is, this is the goal, to be able to do these kind of moves. Wow. Boop. Boop. Oh. Just plucking them out. So, and the end is, I'm going to teach people on Friday how to do 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Not 50 or 100. 5. So if you'd like to learn that, my version of it, Friday. Magic Method Level 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I always like showing that. I get to practice it and people love it. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of work to get to that kind of stuff. Anybody that does that card manipulation stuff, they'll tell you it ain't easy. But the reward, unbelievable. That's one of the things William and I on here were chatting the other day about. I'm constantly talking about the Greek and Roman Stoic philosophers and how the concept of happiness comes from the result of learning that or succeeding in something or creating a thing, making something, creating something, finishing something. You get the satisfaction of that is where real happiness comes from. And that would be one of those types of things. When I finally could do that, I remember waking up in the morning, and I tell this to anybody learning anything. The secret to learning anything really good, whether it be a guitar or coin juggling, whatever you decide to do, the practice, you can practice 2-3 hours a day, but if you're not practicing correctly, it's pointless. I tell people do short spurts. Just if you can do 10 minutes a day, that's it. If you can sit and do this for 10 minutes every day, 7 days a week, you will get pretty good. It will start. Now, you can do more than that. I was kind of obsessive compulsive with my learning, but that didn't mean I learned faster certain things. It might have slowed me down on certain things. The other thing about learning is do it for a while on a regular basis and then take a little break. And when I mean a little break, I mean only a week. Don't go too long. It's good to take breaks from things, step away from it, and then reapproach it. And I think what happens, and I don't have an answer for this, but just logically thinking about why that would make you better is the knowledge that you've learned through practicing absorbs into your subconscious a little bit more. If we have any science people, I'd like to pick your brain on that. You learned it, it's here, and then if you let it sit for a week or so, it just kind of blends into your brain better so that when you reapproach it, you're a little more relaxed about it. I don't know. I'm going to look that up. So, on that note, any questions? Anybody have any questions? Please ask me. I like it when people ask questions, especially about the magic business stuff. Magic business is the thing that I can talk about. Oh, that's a good one. This I worked a long time to nail. Here's another one. If you can learn how to do that. Magic has been with me so long, and I have read so many books on the subject that it's my favorite puzzles to solve. And when I mean puzzles to solve, I mean in magic there'll be something I want to do, I want to pull off, and I don't go buy it at the store. I try not to do that. I don't look for tricks to buy. And I mean, I have some of my show actually of like somebody else's routining, but I try to come up with my own. And when I do, it'll be a backward process. I'll be like, I want this to happen. How am I going to do it? Could be this, could be this, could be this. That won't work for these reasons. Let's stick to this. And then it's all about the method. How am I going to pull it off? And the method, the secret stuff, has to be hidden in the routine. So some of the sleight of hand moves that I teach, the secret work happens during the routine at moments that it blends in. So it's even extra hidden. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I understand. It's a little complex. Magic guys learn, there's some principles that we follow, and they're real. Here's one that's easy to understand. A small movement is hidden by a large movement. So if I'm standing here with a pack of cards, this is overhand grip. I'm just chilling out. If I see, no one saw the little movement. Did anybody see me wiggle my pinky when I did that? Probably not. I'll do it again. Watch. So if I do this, you might have seen it that time because you were looking. But any little movement will hide this pinky movement. And what I'm doing, and I'll do it now up close. Yeah, we'll do the hand cam actually. And then I'll answer these questions. See my hand? Right? In 2 seconds, and just by a little wiggle, I can palm a card with one hand. I'll do it again. You see? There, it's done. My pinky moved. It's a one-handed top palm. Very complex, useful move. Now, if I do it and you're looking, you probably will never see it. It's that well done. But I still bury it in the large movement. When I'm on stage, I move over to... I move. I go like this. I move, and it happens. So as I'm standing here talking, that's when... Right? And I don't mind sharing some of this stuff because you'll never even notice it when it's happening. It's all happening in off beats. And beats are moments in a theatrical kind of situation or a show of sorts, right? So a real magician, not, doesn't know what they're talking about. They understand all of these concepts and they're worked into the act. Another one is mix methods. If you're making a coin disappear the same way over and over, they're going to guess what it is. But if you mix the methods up and do like different ways each time, they can't follow the tracks. They'll be like, well, I thought he was hiding it in that hand, but now he's showing that hand empty and he's still doing the same trick. So These principles are thousands of years old. They were invented by very smart shaman who observed how people think. And those dudes are the ones that came up with all this stuff that we today use. And my mentors always would talk about this stuff. Libra Liz said, is it preferred to use coins the size you showed us? Or have you tried it with coins of other sizes? I've tried it with every shape and size. So if you're going to be doing magic for regular old people, you might want to just use quarters. But I think for fun and learning and just having a good time, yikes, silver dollar, the real ones. Here's why. A, they're valuable. They're about 15 to 20 each, and they're going to go up. So go buy them right now. It's silver. That's why they're that much money. 1921 Morgan. There you go. Okay? This is the last year they made these in silver. It's an ounce of silver. The other thing is the sound they make is kind of pleasing. I don't know if it comes across on the mic. I actually have made recordings, music recordings, where I use 4 silver dollars for a rhythm track. Yeah. And 1 and 2 and 3. So I like silver dollars. They're also really heavy. So a move like this is a lot easier. Okay? And I just dig them. Also, I've been getting into coin throwing like this. And again, now 50-cent pieces from the 60s that are, they're not valuable, maybe $1 each. They're okay. They're not bad. You can still do a lot of stuff, but listen how cheap that sounds. It's like barely any silver in these, or any. These are the ones with copper in them. 1964 Kennedy half dollars. That's the last year they were silver, like real silver. 1965s. If you look at them, they look like silver, but if you shake them, you can hear it. They're not silver. So that's my answer. I mean, I even use, and this is funny. Oh, I don't even have one here. I have my own Cardone coins. I will show you. And, where are they? Here they are. So these Cardone coins, I had them made maybe 15 years ago. And I have a small box left. I have about 100 left. I had 5,000. They're the size of silver dollars. They're aluminum. So they're shiny. And they have... Oh, here. Wrong one. They're Cardone coins. They have some hidden stuff on them. They're good luck coins. So I have these two. Eventually, I'm going to sell out my little stash here. I don't know how or what, or if I'll use them as prize giveaways. They're really fun. And the weight of them's neat, and it enables me to do this. That's gravity. Oop, that's really gravity. And let me see if I can get it to move up. There. That's not gravity. I don't know what you call that. I can do really good with these. That's another incredibly difficult little thing to do. But anyway, these are the other ones I use sometimes. Not so often anymore, but I used to. The Cardone coins. So, I'm going to put these here. Questions. Ask me some questions, folks, because we are getting close to the hour, and I am going to fold this up, and then I believe I'm going to get to work. I have some work to do, and I also have to do my, I have to work on my Kickstarter. Libra Liz is asking, how many design... I can't see that far. Oh, how many designs of the coin? Oh, did I go through? Only one. The guy that designed my coin, it's the guy that I'm doing my Kickstarter with. We have a really great relationship with working on art projects. I'm really good at like describing things, and he's really good at nailing it. I think on the first one, he sent me the image. I was like, it's perfect. It's exactly what I thought. So it was pretty easy, actually. Alec asks, where would you suggest picking up a starter magic trick supplies? Are there any mail order catalogs? Yes, there is. I mean, we have a magic shop in New York City that ships. There's many online stores. Catalogs, they're kind of gone. But honestly, the best thing you can do is get a deck of good cards. And when I mean good, I mean bicycle, tally-ho, the popular one. You know, like a nice, solid pack of cards with a white border. Or, you know, you could go with B, but... And get a book. Yeah, and then get a really good book. I'll show you one right now. If you have kids, if you are a teacher, if you... Oh, where is it? How Did I Lose My Book? I'm not kidding you. It's a book that I use daily and refer to daily. Oh, here it is. Right here, man. You can get this on eBay or Amazon for like $15. I'll put it down here in the hand cam. Right here. Mark Wilson's Complete Course in Magic. It's a classic. You see how thick it is? I mean, dude. It's got great drawings. It's got card tricks, coin tricks. It had rope tricks, rubber band tricks. And it even has in the back, if you look, how to build large-scale magic props and do stage magic. And look, there you go. Now, I'm going to be honest. It is one of the best-selling books of all time. If you're a teacher or a parent, that's it. And it's literally $15. If you get a pack of cards and some money and some rope, and I'm not kidding. Like, it's so... Now, there's other books. Alec, I'll give you a list. There's so many. One day I'll turn the camera around and you can see how many I have behind me. I have a few hundred. I've read them all. I said it to my kids the other day. We were hanging out, and I was like, you guys need to read more. Because I go through moments where I don't read at all. Like, I'm so busy, I'm like, I don't even have time. But then I have moments where I'm going nuts reading, right? And I showed them, I was like, you see all these books. I mean, and then there, and in the other room, and in the other... I was like, I read them all. Some of them multiple times. You know, if you gave me a house arrest here, I'd be okay for the rest of my life. I mean, I would love to reread most of these at some point. So, yeah, that's what I say. Get books. You know, books, yes, you do have to visit Alec. Yeah, as soon as this crap's over, I should throw a massive party here. I will. I'm on it. I'm on it. We have some epic parties at this house. But any hoozles, we are entering the winter, which means it's going to be, I predict, in February, they shut us down again for 2-3 weeks. It's my own little prediction. And then they reopen everything pretty quick and everything's back to normal. Watch. I'm curious if I'm right. I have to write this episode down so that I can be, look, I said it in the episode. Yeah, we're going to have a cold winter maybe. A lot of cooped up. But we got this, and we got books, and we can improve ourselves. That's what we can do. It's all here now. Let's do some internal digging and learning. Honestly, the stoicism that I've been reading has been life-altering for me. Full on. Life-changing. It has opened me up in a manner I can't even explain. And it's funny because most of the things I read, with these Greek and Roman philosopher guys, you kind of already know these things. It's just the way they say it, the way it's written, the way the story's told. It just hits you, and you realize all these silly things about life that you never realized. And one of them is, if I'm honest with myself, and I am 47 years old, how many more years do I have left? 2, 1, 20, 30, 40, 50? I don't know. Maybe 20? I don't know. Who knows, right? Well, when I think, let's just say I have another 10 to 20 years. If you told me I had 10 to, let's say, 15 years left of my life, that's short. If we blink our eyes, 15 years goes by. So why would I waste my time doing things I don't like, or really like, or really going to learn something from that I can take with me? I don't. That's kind of why I've been not watching television, or basically even movies. I've watched a couple. Quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm just tired. I've seen enough Star Wars. I've seen enough. I'm getting to the point where I've seen enough. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. It's just, I'd rather listen to an opera record and read about its history. I'd rather write a story myself. I'd rather make something from scratch. I don't know. I can list a lot of things I'd rather do, especially if I don't have a lot of time. And I always try to live my life as if I don't have a lot of time. I try to organize it so, and I have it written in really large letters in that other room in my house. It says, live each day like it's your last. Like, take care of the business you need to take care of that day. That's one of my favorite ways to look at it. And honestly, it's real. I mean, Seneca always said, the past, and I said this on Monday, and I'll say it again. The past is, you can't change the past. The present doesn't exist because it's constantly moving. Like, what does that even mean, the present? I just said, what does that even mean, the present? It's already in the past and I can't change it. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, it's moving. There is no present. Well, there is. It's just a transition moment right now. See, it's already gone. And then the future hasn't happened yet. Wait, it just happened. So, you can't really predict that 100%, maybe a little bit. The present doesn't exist because it's constantly moving. And then you have the past. So you have a lot of people that are like, dude, the past is, forget it. Just worry about now and get to there. And according to Seneca, that's the problem. That's the problem. You got to think about the past. Because the past is where you learned everything to get to the present. And all that knowledge and bad stuff that you went through that you're going to remember and should remember, when you're in the present and you're in the transition, it's like surfing. The wave is moving. If you use this knowledge here, right, even if it's a bad wave, you're going to be able to navigate it a little bit better than the guy who didn't. That's it. And then you can guide it to the future you want. You can be like, I'm going to surf right over there and prepare for it, right? And that's what that past is. I don't want to think about my past. That's the problem. You got to go back and dig it out. Sean Auberg, who has an awesome company called Goblinko, he makes games like that game right there. He also runs a YouTube channel, and they jump in here once in a while. He wrote this thing called The Rules of the Game, and it's a really great rule for life thing. It's short and sweet. One of them is you can't skip levels. It's like a video game. If you skip a level in a video game, oh God, I gotta go back and collect the coins on the first level I didn't go get. That's how life is. It's the same. If you skip a level, you're gonna have to go back and deal with this learning part at some point. And from what I can gather, the older we get, the worse it gets. The suffering, the loss, the literal pain, I'm in pain right now, physically. It just gets worse. It doesn't get easier. It gets worse. So what are you going to do? You got to get ready for it. That's what that past is for. You're preparing. And you're enjoying that moment in the wave, and you're guiding it to where you think you can guide it to. At any moment, you might hit a boulder, and your plan didn't work out. But if you learn something from the past, that boulder you will be able to deal with. And if you're stoic, you'll go, more boulders! I can handle this! I practice! Give them more! And, yeah, that's what I have to say. So, I don't know if anybody else has any questions. I had a fun time tonight. I love talking magic. I like sharing with people the detailed side of magic, the part I never get to talk about because I'm just doing tricks. And I love to share my knowledge without giving away direct secrets. I can't catch today. There we go. I usually can catch these without looking. Oh, there we go. I always practice that. When I'm practicing shooting cards, I literally go like this. Oh, see, I can't. Let me see. Nope. There it was. There it is. It's so weird. I love practicing card throwing. You have no idea how long I sit and do this. That was a long one. Thank you, Daryl. Ah, great, Alec. I'm glad you're on here having fun. Dude, I love talking this stuff. It helps me relearn my crap, and I know people enjoy it. And honestly, the subject matters I'm picking to talk about, I think we can use them in all aspects of life. At the end of the day, it's all the same stupid thing, right? Every story, everything, all of it comes from our early beginnings as cavemen. All of it. And all the art forms have share core values of how they work. So, yeah. There you go. William, what you just said makes it all worth it for me. Really. Yeah. I mean, you're getting it. I got a lot out of it. You can see my enthusiasm. And my enthusiasm clearly is spinning out and people are looking this stuff up. I'm getting asked for reading lists. Awesome. When I see me and my infectious blah getting other people to want to learn, dude, I'm a happy guy. I can die at peace. Like, I'm just having fun here and learning along the way. Because for me, learning is fun. And I really mean learning, like digging deep. And when I see other people having fun, that's it. That's all I ask. Well, thank you, everybody. William, Alec, we got Libra Liz, we got Daryl. Who else is in here? Funeral. We got anybody in here that's new. Hit the subscribe button. I'm looking for donations, right? But if you can't do that, dude, it's cool. Just hit the subscribe. Most of you are already subscribers on here. The other thing you can do is go to Cardone Magic on Instagram, because tomorrow we're going to run our contest for these. Where are we? Babe, there we go. Satanic Playing Cards live on Kickstarter right now. We hit our funding goal in 2 hours, people. 2 hours. 2 hours. I was like, wow, this is great. So, you guys, whoever hooked it up, you guys really helped out. Now, the next thing is, if we want that Kickstarter to go really far and to unlock the really cool stuff so that everybody gets even some extra fun stuff, we got to get it up. So that's why we're having a contest. We need people to share. Now, we did so well. We went from $2,000 in 2 hours to about $5,000. And now, 4 days later, we're almost at $10,000. Actually, let me go look right now. Wow, Alec, you're number 5? I didn't know it did that. Wow, that's cool. I wonder who number 1 was. Might have been Magistra Ruth. She like set her alarm too. She was like, I don't want to miss this. Yeah, we have 219 backers. I'm happy. That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you. So, yeah, go do the Instagram, Cardone Magic, because I'm going to start the contest on there. Go check out Satanic Playing Cards. I'm going to do the trailer out for this show, and then I'm going to show Friday's little teaser for Magic Method Level 2. And for anybody that is learning Magic here or wants to know anything about Magic, or if you want to learn the beginning of Magic, Alec, check it out, Magic Method Level 1. Go watch it. It's up on my channel. I really do the basics, how to hold the cards, the philosophy. Yeah. Cool. But I mean, that's it. Daily practice. But just never think of it as hours. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes. If you want to change your life, you have to change your beliefs. And when I mean beliefs, I don't mean like believing in invisible things. I mean your belief about you and your world, your how you view yourself, right? And one of those beliefs is people don't like to do things because it doesn't fit into their little belief system. Like I had like for instance, practicing. Like if you're excited to practice, there, you've changed your belief. If you can get yourself excited to go practice for 10 minutes, that's what I'm talking about. And that's it. 10 minutes. It's easy. Folks, you've been a great crowd tonight. Excellent questions. Lively group. I love the people that are coming in on here. If you want to donate, great. That's awesome. Here it is. Donate to streamlabs.com/Adam Cardone. $25 gets you on the list. And that list is going to be locked content soon, and you're my first donors of this show. I'm over and out. I got some things to do. What a fun show, folks. I'm out. This is great. Keep in touch, and I'll see you on the webs Friday night live right here. Thank God I can do magic, everybody.